guys, welcome to another video, to a few days in my life here in Barbados at the moment, where I'm staying for almost a month. These days in my life lately have been feeling really calm and really peaceful and very transitional. I feel like a lot of this video is an expression of my thoughts and feelings of going through transitional periods in life and feeling like you're entering a new chapter and all the things that come along with that, and also all the little routines and rituals that keep me grounded in myself and also help me find clarity, which then helps me move into a new chapter with more ease. I was up for so much longer than I should have been last night on my laptop on Pinterest, just scrolling and making vision boards. I do love making a vision board on Pinterest. I feel like I've been making one every couple of months. At the moment, whenever I feel like I'm kind of entering a new chapter, or I want things to change, or I have clarity over how I want things to be, I'll like sit down and it feels like I just get completely taken over and I'm just on Pinterest, like scrolling and saving and clicking. Honestly, a top tier app though. I prefer Pinterest as a consumer. I like to consume content. I'd so much rather consume on Pinterest rather than Instagram or TikTok. Pinterest just feels like it gives me energy rather than the other apps feel like they drain my energy. But I go on Pinterest and I get off and I'm like, wow, I feel great. Whereas I get off a scroll on Instagram, I'm just kind of like, yeah, could have done without that. But anyway, good morning guys. Welcome to this vlog. I hope that everybody's doing well. I'm doing well because I've got my green tea and it's a sunny morning. And I'm really just soaking up these warm sunny mornings when I can walk around with the door open, with the breeze coming through, in a little top and shorts and a thin sheet. Because when I go back to London in a couple of weeks, this is truly going to be a thing of the past. I'm just going to sit and journal for a moment before I get up and start the day and start doing my morning things, because I feel like from my spiral last night on Pinterest, I have just like a lot in my head that I kind of want to write down. I feel like sometimes I need to write things down so I can actually see them clearly and properly digest them in my mind. For me, it's just like these little things that help me get more clarity over my goals and over what I want. It's like slowly over time, like what I want becomes revealed to me, and I feel like I have to put in little bits of work to get there, if that makes sense. I'll see you in a minute when I get up and stretch. I was having all these thoughts last night when I was doing my vision board on Pinterest and just like thinking about life. And I was thinking about how we have so many options and choices of things that we can do in life, especially in like our 20s, and when we're just kind of trying to figure out what it is that we actually want to do. It's like when you see all those TikToks of people and they're like, should I go and do a ski season somewhere? Should I go travel? Should I settle down and get a job and get a house and have kids? Or, you know, there's just like so many options of like things that we can do in life, and that's such like a blessing and a privilege to be able to have so many options of things that we can do and to be able to pursue those things. But at the same time, having all of this option and all of this choice also comes at a cost of kind of like anxiety and uncertainty sometimes. That's what I feel, at least. And I feel like I'm just trying to balance that want to experiment and experience things in life, like trying to do lots of different things. Because I think that part of the way that we do figure out what we want to do in life, figure out what our purpose is, whatever, is by experiencing and experimenting, doing new things. But at the same time, it gets to a point where it's like, in order to actually grow in an area and actually go somewhere with something, you kind of have to commit to it and be decisive and say, I want to go down that path and I want to, you know, see what that's going to give me. I feel like it's about trying to balance that want to do lots of things and experience lots of things, but also trying to be decisive and have a level of commitment in life to things. So I don't know, I'm trying to balance that, but I feel like I'm slowly getting to a place where I have more clarity over what it is that I want to do and where I want to go in life, rather than feeling kind of chaotic, like there's so much option and so much choice. Like there still is so much option and so much choice, but I feel like I'm more decisive and committed to things that I actually want to do. Over the past 2 years of my life, I've had so many ideas of like things that I want to do and like these random revelations, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna start a business in this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that, and like put my foot into some of these things, and then somewhere along the line realized, oh wait, no, that's actually not what I want to do, and then like stopped and restarted and pivoted and tried new things. And I feel like a lot of that like experimenting and experiencing is influencing me now in terms of like knowing what I want to do more clearly. But also I think that when you try different things in order to see where it is you want to go in life, there is like, for me at least, I feel like there's a huge amount of resistance that's met, because I feel like that's not what society and what like the world wants us to do. It's kind of like the predetermined path for us is, you know, to know what you want. It's like when people ask you in high school, like, what do you want to do? And you're meant to have an answer that's like, I want to do this. And then you grow up and you go to uni and you get a job and then you just like know what you want to do. But I feel like it's so not that straightforward. Like there's so many things that we can do in this life. And at least for me, I feel like a huge calling to do like multiple things. And it's not like I have this one huge goal or this one feeling of like, this is what I want to do. It's like so many different things. And I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out how to put that all into the framework of my life. Now I finished what I needed to do. I finished my portfolio and my resume, which feels really good. Like when you actually sit down and do a task and you just do it and it gets done, it's like, wow, things can actually get done in the world. I feel like usually I sit down and I like do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then I get to the end of the day and I'm like, what did I do? But I did things today. Progress was made. I think I should go outside before it gets dark, because if I stay inside and then it gets dark and I've been staring at my computer screen all day, I feel so anxious at the end of the day. Let's go get some fresh air, a cool breeze, some sunshine, and maybe go to the beach. This is such a perfect time of day to come outside because the sun's still out and it's still light, but it's starting to cool down, because during the day it's just like hot, hot, hot. And there's no remedy for memory. Your face is like a melody. It won't leave my head. Let's go. Hey, this is a tune.
Let's just add a thigh stretch. So I'm gonna bend into my right knee, reaching back with my right hand to pull that heel into the glute.
I'm so excited to have a nice big meal after a very slow morning. I'm just jumping around dancing and listening to like old indie music I used to listen to in like 2012. What a time. The nostalgia always hits listening to music like that. There are so many artists that I just don't listen to anymore and that are kind of stuck in a time warp of like the 2012 era, like Florence and the Machine, Major Lazer, Flume. That kind of music just hits a special place in my heart. The dog days are over, the dog days are done. Woo. Okay, time to sit down and actually get some stuff done. I've had a very, very extensive, slow, relaxing, and beautiful morning. Doing all of those little things in the morning that just really fill my cup, make me feel so full and excited for the day. But I've got my laptop here and I'm gonna sit down and get some things done. But overall at the moment, I'm feeling really good, really excited, and like I feel like there's a lot to look forward to. And I feel like when I'm in this state of like excitement and looking forward to things, it really helps to like propel me forwards in life and like actually do things and put things into action. So I'm gonna sit here and apply for jobs and edit a YouTube video so that my goals next year can come into fruition. Breakfast now. I went for a run this morning and I got stuck in the heat and I was so hot. I was exhausted. I thought that I would beat the hot sun by leaving at 7 a.m. and then by the time I was running back it was like 8 a.m. and the sun was well and truly up, and I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. But if I started walking, then I was stuck in the sun for longer, so I had to run and just be exhausted. Anyway, I'm now making breakfast. Making basically the same thing I had for breakfast yesterday, just some broccoli, some Brussels sprouts, cook it down with some spinach and some black beans, and then have some plantain on the side. But the beach was so beautiful when I went down on my run this morning. It literally feels like a deserted island on a movie. Like, it's so beautiful and picturesque, and every time I go down there, there's nobody else there, it's just me. I feel like I'm really, really soaking up and taking in. I'm really grateful for these moments of just like nature and sunshine and being able to go swimming and seeing the beach at the moment. And I feel like because I'm staying in like a quiet area in the island and I really haven't been doing a whole lot in terms of like going out and doing stuff. I've just really been in my own space, in my own company, chilling, taking things very slow, getting little things that I want to get done. And I feel like my mind is just very calm and very still, and I feel very peaceful at the moment. And I really don't have a lot to say, to be honest. And it feels really nice. Like, my mind feels quite empty in a very peaceful way, and I feel like that can be a kind of difficult thing to feel when I'm in London and just like you're constantly around so many people. Whenever I leave the city and go to somewhere quiet, or vice versa, leave somewhere quiet and go to the city, I always realize how that balance I find is so necessary, like to have that kind of like chaotic energy of a city and just like people around you and just like being exposed to just so much humanity. But then also coming somewhere and being so like in your own space and in your own mind, in your own world. I feel like I really need both of those states to really thrive. Like, when I'm in the city and I'm around people, I'm always thinking about sort of other people's lives and thinking about the world more, and just thinking like, you know, when you walk down the street and you look at everybody and it's like, wow, everyone has their own individual lives full of so much meaning. And I'm always thinking about that when I'm in the city and around people. And then when I come somewhere like this and it's very much like nature, peacefulness, quiet, I feel myself more just reach a place of just stillness and calm. And I feel like my thoughts start to become a lot more inwards and more like about myself rather than about the world. But I feel like we need a balance between those two states in our minds. Anyway, I'm gonna make breakfast and then eat in the sunshine. made such a random breakfast today, but it honestly looks kind of good. Last night when I was journaling in bed and I had my candle lit, I felt so just like calm and content, and like there's this feeling of just like homeliness. I feel like I have a lot of little moments in my life. Even just making breakfast and sitting down somewhere nice and eating feels like home. And it's not something that's dependent on the place. It's more like the action and like what I'm doing. Like I could be in so many different places doing the same little thing, and it could feel like home in every single place. I'm going into town today, into Bridgetown, but I wanted to sit here and read you a little snippet that I wrote in my journal last night that I really liked. Just about that feeling like you're entering a new chapter in life, and just like the cyclical nature of entering new chapters and closing chapters, and just like new beginnings and endings, and how we're constantly flowing between these cycles in our lives and these seasons, and we don't even know sometimes when we're entering a new season. It's like sometimes you can step into a new chapter of your life without even complete awareness that you are in a new chapter. It's like suddenly you look around you and it's like, oh, things feel kind of different. And I feel like that at the moment. So this is what I wrote. I said, I feel as if I'm wading into new territory, a new chapter. A chapter where clarity and calm don't feel scarce and impermanent. A chapter where commitment and decision don't feel fraught with fear and hesitation. I love it here, and I'll absorb every moment until I suddenly look around me and realize that skin is shedding once again, and so it continues.